Hey everybody, and today I'd like to talk to you about the Hera Arms CQR from ASG. And if you're looking for something a little bit sci-fi, perhaps a little bit Halo-esque, this could well be the gun for you. Coming in at around £350, it's not what I would refer to as a starter gun, although I've heard a few people call it precisely that, which boggles the mind really, as when I think starter gun I think G&G Combat Master, a Cyma, AK, that sort of thing, coming in somewhere around about £150. This being £200 more expensive, I would deal as a sort of mid-range rifle. And this particular gun is based upon, as you may be able to tell, an AR15 platform, hence the little 15th tag down there on the magwell, and utilises the German manufactured Hera Arms Accessory kit. So you have a rather splendid and beautiful rail system. You have the foregrip, which is perhaps ever so slightly P90 in its design, and what I would refer to as a semi-static stock at the rear. So the reason I would say semi-static is because obviously it's non-adjustable in the predominance of its design, but you do get a little bit of flexibility in terms of pull and length by the addition of these little metal rings at the rear. And unfortunately you only get one ring with the gun, but they're fairly easy to come across and purchase. I believe I've even seen them on like Amazon and stuff like that. So they're not a hard thing to get hold of by any stretch of the imagination. And you can add 2 or 3 of these and certainly increase the length, or you can remove it entirely and make the stock a little bit shorter depending on what you require. Now, for the purpose of this review, we will actually stay with the stock at the rear and work our way forward. So if I just turn the beastie around, the stock itself is very well manufactured. It is entirely polymer, although the fitting and fixment is such that you get no wobble, no flexing, and no rattles. Importantly, rattles always annoy me. But this one is rattle free, I'm pleased to report. Now, the stock holds your battery compartment. It's not what I would quantify to be the greatest in terms of battery space. It's by no means difficult to work with, but you'll see what I mean in a minute. Basically, the battery compartment is only accessible via the removal of the butt pad at the rear. As you can see, there are 2 Allen key screws there, and these things are quite long because obviously they facilitate the addition of the extra rings. So quite long screws to remove. It's not the quickest process in the world, but what you're left with is essentially, you can see the sort of diameter we're working with in terms of the cylindrical section here that would be the buffer tube. And that goes all the way down, and that's the space you're working with for a battery. Like I say, not a huge issue. You can come across batteries like that as common as mud. I personally run something akin to the sort of battery I run in an AK, and that fits absolutely fine. Anything slightly too chunky, you're going to have a problem with. There is a lot of plastic inside, it will foul. So try and stick as narrow as possible. That being said, the stock is very good. Like I say, it comes, as you can tell, with a plentiful supply of sling mounts and QD points. And yeah, you're certainly not going to be short of ways to attach it to a sling. The bottom section removes to reveal a very small Picatinny rail, mounting a rear bipod. I have no idea what you'd use that for other than that, and this is not a sniper rifle, so I question that, but there we go. One thing I would have liked to have seen, and this is a quibble, it's not anything that you should denote the gun for, this is my own personal issue, On the pistol grip section, you get a very nice rubberized textured grip, and it's of the same style and design. I'll bring it a little bit closer to the camera for you. So the same style and design found on the very front as well, but this is scratchy plastic. That's nice rubber. I would have liked to have seen that make its way to the foregrip as well, and maybe even something similar along this top. You've got this very obvious designed groove in here for your cheek to sit upon. Would it have been so much to take the scratchy plastic away and put a nice rubberized texture on the end? Maybe I'm a little bit finicky, but there we go. Anyway, as I say, personal issue, not anything to denote the gun for. Moving forward onto the receiver, unfortunately, as you can see, no controls. This is not an ambidextrous design. The controls themselves, though, are very positive in their switch. Give a very good feel, very good click. They feel quality. And when you return to safety, if there was a battery in it, you'd actually hear the gearbox disengage and decock, which is obviously going to provide a little bit of longevity for the spring and mechanism inside. Sticking inside with internals, you get the ICS split gearbox, which is a very nice gearbox in itself, provides a very good rate of fire, FPS and what have you. And with the hop up that's in this is a very accurate setup. I've had no problem clustering together shots and keeping spread to a minimum. It is a very nice rifle in that respect. I would say it outshoots most in terms of accuracy, which I didn't expect for the sort of price we're talking here. We are talking a £350 gun. Yeah, it's a very nice system, very good for maintenance, and as I say, with the decocking, it's going to last that tiny bit longer. So you're getting a very quality internal setup there. Speaking of which, this is an electric blowback. Now, when I think electric blowback, I want something that's going to kick. I want something like my 417 or 416 that has a good rate of reciprocation and a good rate of recoil. The pulse is really strong. This, unfortunately, is the Achilles heel of this gun, because the pulse on this is particularly weak. So much so that while using it, I've actually, on occasion, completely forgotten that it's an EBB. The blowback is so weak that you just don't feel it, unfortunately, unless you're really consciously thinking about it. So yeah, that's my one issue, my one complaint about the setup there. Hop up is accessible under the dust cover. Unfortunately, it doesn't retain, doesn't stay forward. It's a rotary style hop. Again, very good, very accurate, but unfortunately doesn't provide anything in the way of clicks like the more modern ones do now. So you're not getting that sort of positive feel of adjustment. You certainly have to, you find yourself counting the rotations to know exactly where you are. Again, a quibble, but something worth thinking about if that's your bag. The foregrip at the front, again, very well manufactured, more QD sling points, can't go wrong with that, I suppose, and on the rail as well. And mine is actually slightly longer with this suppressor on the front than you would naturally find. This is more the length that you'll be looking at with the CQR, which makes it ideal for CQB use, which was initially what I got it for, but I saw a piece of artwork online that had this particular suppressor attached, and it was a piece of artwork done centering around Knock from Rainbow Six Siege using this gun with the Vortex UH1 attached as well on a peg box, and I wanted to copy that, so that's why mine appears ever so slightly longer than you would traditionally find it. But all in all, it's a superb rifle, and as I say, it gives you that sort of space marine feel. Like I say, the only downside really being if you are looking for an EBB and that's important to you, I hate to say it, but maybe overlook this gun, because the recoil on the electric blowback just isn't strong enough. Other than that though, superb rifle, especially for £350, and you won't be disappointed with the way it shoots, and yeah, certainly the way it performs in all other aspects. Thank you very much. I hope this has been of some help to you if you are considering purchasing a CQR, and if you have enjoyed it and got some fulfillment from this video, fulfillment may be the wrong word, please be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Cheers for now.